That's us nearly there. Now we're into the last group, the dominant 7th chords, or these can sometimes just be called 7th chords. These are the kind of bluesy, country sounding chords. I had one student describe them as sounding like Johnny Cash chords. You can make your own mind up about whether or not you agree with that. Same as before, there's going to be 7 of them, so let's jump right in and see what they look like on the guitar. So we'll start off with A7. For this, we're going to put our 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the D string and our 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the B string. And we're going to play 5 strings for this chord. The A, D, G, B and high E strings. And as with all the other chords, we want to make sure our wrist is down. We want to make sure we have space in here so that no other parts of our fingers are touching any strings apart from our fingertips. Next we have B7. So for B7, we are going to take our 2nd finger and put it on the 2nd fret of the A string. Our 1st finger on the 1st fret of the D string, our 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, and our 4th finger on the 2nd fret of the high E string. And we're going to play 5 strings for this chord, the A, D, G, B and E strings. Again, we want to make sure that we're right up on our fingertips and we have space in here so that we can hear that open B string ringing out. We don't want that B string to get blocked by our 3rd finger. So make sure we're right on our fingertips. To play C7, we're going to take our 3rd finger and put it on the 3rd fret of the A string, our 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, take our 4th finger and put it on the 3rd fret of the G string, and our 1st finger is going to go on the 1st fret of the B string. And for this chord, we're going to play 5 strings, the A, D, G, B and E strings. Again, make sure we're right up on our fingertips, make sure our wrist is down, make sure we have enough space that we can fit a pen underneath our 1st finger so that we're not accidentally touching that high E string. So we want to avoid that. To play D7, we are going to take our 2nd finger and put it on the 2nd fret of the G string, our 1st finger on the 1st fret of the B string, and our 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the high E string. And we're going to play the top 4 strings for this. So that's the D, G, B and E strings. To play E7, we're going to take our 2nd finger and put it on the 2nd fret of the A string, and our 1st finger and put it on the 1st fret of the G string, and we're going to play 6 strings for this chord. So make sure we're right up on our fingertips, make sure that wrist is down. We don't want any of those fingers to accidentally block any of the other strings. Make sure we're right up on our fingertips. So we can hear everything nice and clearly. F7, another tricky bar chord. You can check out my other video on bar chords. If we want to get better at these, we go into a little bit more detail. There should be a link to that appearing at the top of the screen just now. But really quickly, to play this chord, we need to bar across the 1st fret on all 6 strings. Take our third finger and put it on the 3rd fret of the A string, and our second finger and put it on the 2nd fret of the G string. We're going to play all 6 strings. And finally, G7. To play this chord, we're going to take our third finger, put it on the 3rd fret of the low E string, our second finger, put it on the 2nd fret of the A string, and our first finger and put it on the 1st fret of the high E string. And we're going to play all 6 strings for this chord. And make sure that our wrist is down and we're right up on our fingertips, so we don't end up blocking any open strings.